對上一堂會能學車呢，就係一次喺課程嘅中間，咁啊一個係回歸基本嘅課堂，等佢咧去認知下一啲基本嘅動作啊，或者要小心嘅地方。今日終於嚟到 mock test 嘅日子啦。
師傅都好希望我可以更加 independent 咁樣去駕駛啦，亦都希望可以再加強我喺觀察力同埋一個 react time 嗰度咧，可以再做得快啲。其實喺中間咧，我哋都做過好多 mini mock test 啊，都犯咗唔少 serious mistake。希望今次唔好啦，我都慢慢係 improve 緊㗎啦。
今日咁早會唔會有啲精神爭啲？
唔會啊，今日好精神啊，超精神啊！
而家幾點？
而家差唔多8點啦，去啦去啦去啦！
What does that do?
It's rolling. Action.
Oh, action. Okay. So whenever you're ready, we'll move away. At the end of this road, we will be turning left, please. At the end of this road, turning left, please. At the lights, we will be following the road ahead, okay? Tell me, Willa, how would you check that your brake lights are working, and when should they be checked?
I should have pressed the brake and then ask somebody help me to check the light is working.
Yeah?
Or I can check it from the reflection.
Yeah. How would you check that your indicator lights are working?
Just signal it like that.
Really?
Walk around the car.
Walk around the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I right?
Partly. I'll when we pull up in a bit, I'll tell you. What else could you do other than using your indicator?
adorable.
Taking the next road on your left for me, please. Okay, take this next road on your left. When it's safe to do so, we'll pull up on your left for me, please.
Am I good?
Are you happy with that? Would you actually leave your car like this and go home? Tuck it in. Look ahead.
Much better, right? Okay.
Alright, secure your car for me. Let's talk about this first of all, yeah?
Okay.
What did you do wrong there? Why did I actually have to step in there? You came in slightly, but you left it in normal driving positions. Like, so if anyone was coming up behind you, they'd think, why she stopped?
Right.
You just randomly stopped in the road. You were quite a fair distance away from the pavement itself. If you leave it in the road, you can't assume, oh, it's fine. Examiners won't overlook it. Remember, they're there to assess it. If you make that mistake, that could potentially be a serious fault. Yeah, because you're confusing other road users. I took the brake.
Yeah, at the pedestrian crossing.
What happened?
And a cyclist.
Did you notice him?
I noticed him, but I thought he
was just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed like that, but the way he was positioned, yeah, anyone would assume that. But what you should have done realistically, especially where he was, just come off that gas.
Right.
If it means you stop for a split second, if he then doesn't make a move, then you continue. But where you were already very fast,
Yes.
I had to brake, and we were halfway across the pedestrian crossing.
Right.
Yeah, so I, if I'm right, we both took the brake at the same time.
Yeah.
How would you check that your indicator lights are working, right? So this is going back to that question I asked you. You said you just turn up. Why doing the long way round? You're gonna have to go right, get out the car, check the right. Then you're gonna come back in, do the left, walk around the car. What's the easiest option? That's your hazard light there. Press the hazard light and walk around the car. Yeah? It's as easy as that.
Right.
Yeah? Make sense?
makes sense.
Right. Now, drive on when you are ready.
Okay.
Now remember, when it comes to this exercise, this is all they make you do. Yeah, it's all they make you do, but you've just got to prove it that you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of this road, we will be turning right, please. Okay.
Actually, you can predict the test route.
Because of the time of your test, we can kind of work out where they might possibly take you. So if they try to take you on the A12 route, for example, they'll most likely get stuck in traffic. And instead of taking 40 minutes, it'll probably take them over an hour to complete the test. Hence why the examiners know the routes that they probably will use at certain times of the day. But I cover all the routes because you know what, you're not going to be driving at test routes once you pass your driving test, are you? No. So I do ideally prefer to cover different routes, different areas, to give you a bigger kind of a picture of what else to expect when you're driving. Once you pass, just practice one little route and that's it. No, there's no point in doing that because we're going to do when you're on your own. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? What's wrong? It's serious mode, isn't it? It's not normally like this in the car. The thing is, when it comes to mock tests or driving tests, your emotions are everywhere,
right,
as a student, right? So whatever you've learned, sometimes it just goes out the window and then you just try and do your best. But it's like I say, forget you're on a driving test. Just imagine you're driving on your own. What are you going to do if you're driving independently? Because after this, all you're going to do is get that pass and then you're on your own. No one's going to be with you.
I can feel it.
What can you feel?
Like,
Right at these lights up ahead for me, please. Some examiners will make a little bit of chat, only to calm you down, yeah? But you don't always have to kind of hold a conversation down with them, yeah?
all right.
If it's going to distract you, you don't have to hold a conversation. Let's say most examiners,
All right.
because they know it could potentially distract you. turquoise on this occasion. Okay, and secure car. Let's talk about the cyclists. He was really close to the parked cars,
Yes.
right? And you've only got that one lane. He is riding his bike on the left side. And the reality is, when it's a cyclist, remember, who's protected? Who's got their seatbelts on?
Oh.
If somebody was to hit us, we'll only get a little scratch on the car.
Right.
If we accidentally hit him, what's going to happen?
He's going to hurt.
He's going to fall off his bike, right? Keep clear, keep enough distance. Treat a cyclist like a car. That's how I look at it. If that was a car, there's no way you would allow yourself to get that close to a moving vehicle.
Right.
If you see a cyclist there, come off the gas. Remember, they have priorities. This is the new highway code. Yeah, if it means it slows down other traffic, there's nothing you can do. I did take the brake because
Right.
it was almost like you were going to kind of squeeze past him. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Careful with the cyclist.
Right.
Yeah, that's a second cyclist.
Right.
It's two cyclists. Be more conscious of these cyclists. Yeah. Remember, they are the hazards in the road.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And look, you pulled in really well this time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. No.
Much better.
Much better.
Much better.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Drive when you're ready. Ooh. We'll take the next road on your right. It's just after these lights up ahead, okay? That's a full U-turn we've just done. We're just going back on ourselves now.
Oh.
Okay, it's okay, because you haven't done anything wrong there. So we're taking the next road on your right, and then right again, okay?
Okay. So another U-turn.
Yes, basically. We've just come back on ourselves, okay?
Alright.
So it's right here, okay? taking the next road on your right for me, please. Okay. Take this next road on your left, please. And just pull up on the left, just in front of that car for me, please. Leave yourself enough room to move away. Secure car for me. And that's one. So when we turned right there, and I said, look, we're taking the next road on your right, and you did a full U-turn.
Right.
Just remember, that was, although that was a mistake, you still did your observations, you still did what you needed to do. It's okay, you just went in the wrong direction. Then we rerouted and came back. So if that does happen in your test, just don't panic, just continue, just do what you got to do. Remember, the examiner will take control in that situation. Then we turned right, which is the original right, and you did that. Your observations were on point, they were perfect there. You know, you're looking right, you're looking ahead, you're looking to your left, you were very aware of what was going on. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to use this car to do a parallel park exercise here for me, please, whenever you are ready. Secure car for me. How do you feel? What did I do? You tell me, how do you feel?
I think when I reverse, I did it a little bit over, right? Just a little bit.
Because it's okay for you to correct. But just if you're correcting, remember to add that final touch, which is your observation again. Just make sure, because you saw that car.
Yeah.
So you should have done just taken another acknowledgement, look around again, go forward, and then do what you got to do. So again, remember, you know they were already waiting. But even if there wasn't a car there, when you're correcting, just take extra care with the observations again here, because you just don't know. Again, we're looking at cyclists. A cyclist might have been weaning through. They're expecting us to go back, and you're edging forward. The only other thing I will say, look, is when we moved away from here, you were a little bit too wide. I don't know if you noticed, it was very wide from this car, and our car was slightly at an angle. I mean, look, the reality is you managed to complete the maneuver, but I say, look, just be a little bit closer, at least a door's width away from the parked car, and keep your car nice and straight.
Sure.
Why do you think that when you went over your reference, why do you think that went a bit wrong? So remember how, like, the road surface is not flat, right?
Right.
It goes down. It's like a little hill. Yes. So naturally, when your car's at an angle, your car built up speed.
That's why.
That's why your car went flying into the road, basically. So that's why you need to be more cautious. Take that brake. Go that little bit slower.
Okay. I'm thinking I'm not get too many serious mistakes.
There are 3 serious spots there. Again, look, pulling up on the road, like I explained to you, if you end up being too wide, you're an obstruction.
Right.
And you have to imagine that every time they make you pull up on the left, you have to imagine you're about to get out the car. When you're moving away into the road, you're moving away after you've come out the house, come back into the car, and you're ready to move out into the road as well. That's it. It's an easy exercise, but look how easily that could potentially cost you your driving test as well. But the most serious part of it is how much of a hazard you are for other road users. Okay. The pedestrian crossing, yes, the cyclist, we spoke about that again. If you're not sure, just approach as slow as you possibly can. Give him the opportunity. Give him that. Remember that 3-second count that we use? 1, 2, 3. If he doesn't do anything, then carry on. Then that's what you need to do. Because if you're not sure, do what you got to do, which is make sure that you get that pass in your driving test. Cyclist, again, I always say look at it like a car. If there's a cyclist ahead of you, imagine it's just a car. Would you do that if that was a car? No. So just hold back until you see there is an opportunity, there's a clear enough space to move away. I think it helps because you know what, it just takes you out of, oh, it's only Ash, is fine, and takes you into that zone of, oh, it's a mock test, I've got to do my best. And you're seeing things that you don't normally do. And there are things that you don't normally do with me that you did. Do you see, like the cyclists, like the pedestrian crossings? And you know what, you're very aware of your surroundings, that you're checking your mirrors quite frequently, your observations, you know, you're doing them really well. Just kind of just think outside the box when it comes to other little things.
Okay.
Yeah. form, please. Nicely done. At the end of this road, we'll be turning right. Next road on your left for me, please. Next road on your right for me, please. Okay, let's pull up on the left here, it's fine. Steer it out. Thank you. Right, just secure the car for a minute. Okay. You know when the learner car, the blue learner car, we came in, there was an oncoming learner car. You're driving forward, he's coming towards you. What did he have to do? What did he do?
He wait.
But you didn't have any indication of waiting for him at all.
Yeah, because I think he's
going to wait for
you. Yeah.
Don't think it. Don't think it.
And he
Never,
tried to stop.
ever.
So I'm just thinking, should I stop? But if I stop, both
Does it matter?
Really?
Does it matter? Who's taking charge of the situation there? What if they then decided not to stop and that was just a normal car, not a learner car, that was just a normal, ordinary car that was driving along? If they were driving along, what would have happened? They would have continued, expected you to stop. Remember, take charge of a situation. If you see an oncoming car, you've got space on your side. Why are you not stopping?
Right.
You assumed they would stop. And the only reason they stopped is because that was a learner car.
Really?
It is a learner car. We encourage to stop because there's no guarantee that the oncoming car is going to stop for you. If you've got space on your side, stop for them. Be prepared. Give them way.
Okay.
Right, let's use this car to do a parallel park. Did you want to? When you're ready.
All right.
What we'll do is just wait for that silver car to go in and then we'll take advantage of it as soon as they go in, yeah? Open the window so the camera can see you. See your distance. Straighten it up a little bit. There you go. That's better. Yeah? Right. Too much. Come back a little bit. Just make sure your car straightens up as well. Happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's it.
Good. Nice, well done. We're done.
I can drive away now.
I can drive away now.
Ashma, can you tell us which serious faults usually happen?
Anything could result into a serious fault. Like for example, turning right just there. If there was a car there and Willa did turn into the road, you're now going to have to reverse back.
Right.
That could result in a serious fault. Not checking mirrors in good time, changing lanes, changing direction, checking the mirrors a bit late, or not checking them at all could result in a serious fault. Or anytime I have to verbally or physically take control is a serious fault.
Right.
But it could be anything. Anything can cost you.
All right.
So one serious fault could cause you fail?
Yeah. Yes. It could be anything.
Okay.
Yeah. But the most common cause is not checking those mirrors. The most common cause is not checking those mirrors and the speed.
Right.
Sometimes people don't create the speed, or they're too slow, or they go too fast, not reading road signs or road markings. And that's one of the things I try to drum into the students as much as I can. That, look, it's not just about driving, it's understanding the road markings and the road signs. You see a 20 sign, stay at that, under that 20. Just not do 21, not do 22.
So can we have a quick look on my results today? Cyclist.
That's a serious. That's a serious. That was a serious. And that was a serious.
今天有幾個嚴重錯誤，究竟係點解會發生呢？
我高估咗自己。
我覺得就係因為佢呢係視自己為一個已經有正牌嘅司機啦。咁即係有好多其實係如果我自己揸車，可能都會去咗或者做咗嗰個動作。咁但係因為考試始終考試啦，咁而呢一個咁樣嘅錯誤呢，就會構成一個 serious fault。咁其實呢係會令佢即刻肥佬嘅。
我下次可能會再謹慎啲咯，即係對於自己嗰個能力唔好咁有自信啦。首先係，第二就係師傅都有講到嘅，就係話譬如喺一條路都幾窄咁樣啦。雖然我自己覺得可以過到，但係都不妨係讓下人，即係大家都等一等先咁樣會好啲喎。咁我又試下咯。
係啊，咁所以咧，即係考車嘅同埋平時揸車咧，分別都好大嘅。咁我哋仲有冇下一集呢？
希望有下一集啦，因為我真係未有一個完整嘅mock test 可以俾大家睇到啦，同埋我真係好想俾大家知道我喺英國學車係點樣啦。
好啦，咁今日呢個分段mock test 咧就到呢度啦，我哋睇下有冇下一集。拜拜。